This is the Bar Stewards Enquiry.
You're talking absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
In what way?
You were an underachiever in life. I saved your bacon one time. You were gone.
You handled that well. I couldn't save you. But you did the right thing.
Well, that's why you don't know anything about racing, John.
I didn't say I do.
Right?
I'm saying that...
What have you contributed to racing? You're one of these take-out merchants. Take out all you can.
It's the Bar Stewards Enquiry second Ascot preview. We're on the Wednesday covering the Thursday and Friday. We did the Monday. And joining us tonight, fuck Jack off, he's shit. He's not shit, but we brought the East Hammer in tonight in Nick Davis to join Quentin and John. Good evening, chaps. Good evening. After today, what an absolute fuckfest. I hate it when we close but no cigar. And there's been several occasions today when we have, but that's the way it is. We move forwards.
Somebody put a cigar out on our bollocks, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they have. It's unfair. It is unfair. Life is unfair also. And also unfair is fucking Tony Calvin, the thumb. An absolute disgrace. He's fucking Nick Davis up right, left and centre. He fucks us up with Docklands in the Britannia that's crashed. An absolute moron, a former Betfair PR moron, that he's simply just ruining prices for every cunt when it's unrealistic to get on. And this is the man, John, Quentin and Nick, that had produces documents to any cunt for affordability checks. Why can't you get affordability checks when you're getting on with Tony Calvin at 12 in the morning? Fuck him. The thumb. A disgrace. Yes, yeah. Dave Yates should have stabbed him in the Sandown paddock and done time because it would have helped punters like at least survive a bit longer from this man that claims to be some kind of fucking brilliant tipster, whatever. An idiot, a grade A absolute moron. Cannot make the Bar Stewards podcast in any case. I'd never have him on. Useless, completely useless is the thumb. We're going to do the best bets round. 1 point round now. John, I'll come to you first.
Oh, you fucking would there, wouldn't you? Right. It's tomorrow. Now, it's one where the prices haven't exactly been butchered. Well, not the one I wanted to have a bit on, anyway. It's in the Norfolk Stakes. And I was quite impressed with how easily Malk picked up the ladies at Carlisle, which I don't think is always easy. I had to be impressed with this. Son of Calix, ground should be fine. Half a point each way at a big price. Yeah,
that's at 25-1, I believe, John. It was, forgive me for being going all fat Rollins here, this was a sectional upgrade.
I thought you were going to tell me it's fucking strike pattern or something there, or it's inside leg measurement.
Yeah, you can have the 25s each way we bet fair.
Really?
I'll give it, yeah. Fuck them all. On tonight's pod, we're behind this week. We need help. It's like the Titanic into the iceberg. So John kicks off with Malk with a good selection. That could be one outside the box, outside of the Colbert.
I'm trying to avoid the ones that have been cut. It was with a sharp list of 6 horses out of 300.
Yeah.
The next 2 days.
Indeed, Quentin. Right, Quentin, I'm coming to you, right? Not for your... Well, I will come for your selection. But don't you agree the bookmakers have been absolute varmints with the cutting of prices?
It's once they go. It's like once they're gone, it's not they've just gone. It's not 12 into 10 into 9. It's like 12 into 13 to 2, 7 across the board. And you're like, where the fuck do I go with this now? And it's shit for us. But like I think you said the other day, they're running the business and they know people are still going, all right, we've missed the 14s, we missed the 12, we've missed this. We'll still back it at 13-2 just for the fear of missing out on a 13-2 winner despite long term it not being the right thing to do. So yeah, they're a bit they're very overzealous with the cuts, which is shit. But you can half see why they do it.
Yeah, the old FOMO. The fear of missing out for all punters, which we advise our punters on Bar Stewards to take a more measured approach and to wait because, like, as always, I mean, today we had a selection on Bar Stewards Edge. It didn't win, it finished second, but it was freely available at 7-2, 4-1, on the off on bet. That's the game. They're trying to lull you in to take in a lower price. So play their game also and don't go in. Wait. Be patient. People are more worried about missing out of a winner than they are actually just getting value. So I think then the bookies know this. So I think this is the key time now to fight back against the machine. Quentin, your 1 pointer.
My 1 pointer, Lee, comes in the 15:05 Ascot tomorrow, I think it is. King George V handicap. Mile and a half on the round course, blah, 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 blah. High draws generally playing this race. Don't want to be drawn low, so it's kind of helped me narrow the field down a little bit. Horse in question that I want on side is Desert Hero, drawn out wide in 21. That'll do for me. Very impressive on his debut. Coming from further back than ideal at Haydock, clocking a decent time. Beat Captain Winters that won a listed race earlier this year at Sandown. Beat New Endeavour as well, which is, I think that's rated 90 odd now after sluicing up at Kempton the other week. Form of that solid. Red car came back Sandown Group 3. Just lacked the know-how, to be honest, on his second start. Seemed like a longer trip was needed. Got off the board again at red car back end. Came back when the Agus wasn't in all cylinders at Newbury. Went off favourite for the London Gold Cup. Traditionally strong handicap. Went out to Maycall and ended up on the more towards the far side, which didn't seem to play. Centre of the track seemed to play. Everything came down more centre to near side, Bertinelli, Exoplanet, etc., etc. Been left on the same mark, yard in better form, and at 25-1, I'm not going to let him run free. 1 point win.
25s with Ladbrokes and Coral for Quentin. Desert Hero in the King George. We all like to try and predict the winner of the King George with a 3-year-old mile and a half handicap. So love the case there from Quentin. Nick, your 1 pointer.
Right then, I'm going to the Duke of Edinburgh on Friday. We're covering Fridays as well, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, right then. I'm going to split stakes, but one of them might be a non-runner, so because it's a reserve. So what I want to say is that if one's a non-runner, just put it all on the other one. The two in question, the first a reserve, 50-1, Magical Morning, 40s and 50s. Was Gosden were over a mile last season. Now gotten a Weaver, and it went over to Maidan, and it's put up some really, really good runs over 10, 12 and 14. Second to Blue Trail over there. It's come back and she stuck it over a mile at Sandown, where it was up there in a race that most of them came from behind. And tomorrow it's 50-1 and it's drawn out wide. That's one of my half points. The other one drawn out wide is Ajera, who's now got Jim Crowley back on, where he won at Goodwood last year. Good to firm, his figures are 2-2-1-3, 14-1. It's just a couple of okay runs this year, but he hasn't had good to firm. He was second to Candleford last year up here, and without won by 6 lengths, so he acts here. And I think those two will think. I think if Magical Warm doesn't run, all on the Gero 1 point, but half point each if they both turn up.
I'll tell you what we will do then, because obviously, like listeners will be looking.
It's tomorrow morning for Friday, though, isn't it? So it's not as if they can decide by. I think the reserves are 11 o'clock. Are they 10 o'clock tomorrow morning?
Yeah. For Nick, it's half a point each. 40-1 General Magical Morning, half a point of Gero 18s, but it will all go on a Gero 18s for Nick if Magical Morning is not declared. So good stuff, Nick. Okay, coming to my 1 pointer. Have I got one? I'm gonna have to do it. I'm fucking annoyed, to be honest. It's a disgrace. The price of David Ayer in the King George it's really pissed me off. Where's these market moves coming from? It's like, we've got one. We've got one here. You've really got one here, haven't you cunts? I mean, King George V handicap. It's like Aidan O'Brien's got one in. Jonathan Thady's got one in with Frankie. You know, it's not like a handicap at Wolverhampton. You don't have to collapse the prices. So I'm going 1 point win, Betfair SP, David Ayer, Ralph Beckett's a massive geld in this. This can eat pies. It's an absolute beast. This just absolutely just up the Newmarket Hill. It could have gone round again. This could be a very serious horse. They've had to geld it. Has they gelded? No, they haven't gelded it. I thought they gelded it. No, it's a colt. Oh, it's a colt. Jesus Christ, this could be worth fortunes.
Must have a bit of growing to go, eh?
Look at the two siblings, Time Warp and Glorious Forever. I mean, this could be a serious animal. He looks raw still. He gallops for England. 92 looks incredibly lenient. Rosser, he doesn't like being around horses. Rosser is in the saddle. So I'm going 1 point win, Betfair SP, David Ayer. I'm disappointed with the anti-purse move. You can all get fucked. You're absolute disgraces. If he's not Calvin, it's everyone else. Stop it. Let's keep the prices sane. So that's the 1 point round done. John, I'm coming back to you for your 2 pointer.
Right, this one is a bit of an anti-climax, I suppose. It's in the Britannia, and it's not Docklands because the price is gone.
Yeah.
But one I think there's still a bit of managing is Royal Cape, that ran a stormer at Haydock last time. I think he's still open to improvement. He stays the trip well. I think the straight mile will suit better than the turning mile at Haydock. And I think there's a bit of value to be had, 1 point each way.
So you're thinking, yeah, actually, I like the kit. Yeah, I remember the race.
He's running into a group house at Haydock, you know?
Absolutely.
And the group house runs in the Jersey on Saturday. I think they've left this on a dangerous mark. And while at risk of sounding smug, I've actually had a big praise about Docklands, so I can't put that up because it would be ridiculous. I'd be misleading people. This price is still available. There's still a bit of value, I think.
Yeah, well, we're all cheering for yours now. 20s each way, generally available, because obviously Calvin's hit Docklands, so fuck him. Up the John Joe with Royal Cape at 20s. Good stuff, John, to start the round. Nick Davis?
Right, and this will surprise you. My 2 pointer is in the Gold Cup.
Ah.
Yes, right then. I'm going to go for the Godolphin horse Yabir, because I think this will suit it down to the ground. The bigger field. In double figure field, his figures read 1 third to Alan Kerr, won the Breeders' Cup over in Broome, and second over in Maidan. Now, the trip, I think he's the type that'll lollop around and won't care a bit about it. If you look at the dam, the dam won over 2 miles, and there's one bit of breeding there out of Dubai in the same dam that's won over 3 miles over hurdle, 3 mile hurdle over in Ireland on heavy. So it may be just what this one needs. He's a quirky type. He's the type to sulk in single figure fields when he has to do something. But this could suit. And I think 12-1 is big, and I've backed him at that.
Is that 2 points win, Nick?
2 points win your beer, yep.
At 12-1 with Paddy's and Betfair. Did you know Megan Nichols has said it won't fucking stay?
Oh, well, you know.
She has.
It was like she was in the room there, wasn't it?
Yeah, she has. She said Daryl Carter, like she was in a podcast. She says, "Why will you be a stay?" And so Daryl Carter said, "It will stay," and it won't fucking stay. So you're going against the old Megan.
You want to change your bet, Nick?
Oh, yeah. Can I have 2 points return favourite, please, mate?
So the old Megan says no to Nick's bet in the Gold Cup, but I like his angle on your beer. Will Megan be right, or will Nick be right come Gold Cup day? We'll see. Quentin Franks.
My 2 point bet, Lee, comes in the King Edward the 7th. Is it 7th or 5th? The 1735 Ascot on Friday. Horse I still want to have on side as Artistic Star. Nothing went right for him in the Derby. Kind of lost a good early pitch, ended back further back than ideal. found trouble in running, making late gains, and I just felt we shaped a lot better than the bare result. You've got King of Steel there. Will he bounce off a big effort? Yeah, fair enough. He looks good at home. All the vibes are positive, but like kind of going into the race, the consensus was you wouldn't want to see him back out at Ascot this quickly, especially if he runs big. A rest, the ground's getting lively enough. Not quick, but I think by this stage at Friday, it's going to be fairly quick ground. I suspect they'll water tomorrow night. Rounded action, not sure he wants it that quick. And contentious, don't particularly like the form of the of the Dante in all honesty. Then faded out of things at Chantilly and the Jockey Club. Just think Artistic Star didn't really have a hard race last time out. 10-1 looks big with not really too many doubts in the race. Like, will handle the ground, didn't have a hard race, and yeah, I like him at the prices.
Yep, like it. The Persian short prices on this shirt, 11-1 with Ladbrokes and Port Vale. Artistic Star for Quentin going against the old 18.5 hands King of Steel in the King of Ted, who's frightened them all off, bar Artistic Star, of course. Right, okay. Coming to my selection to finish the round, we go to the 5 o'clock on Friday, and it is the Group 1 Johnny Train, Clumacon in the Sandringham. Coppice, I think, could be a group horse in sheep's clothing here. In handicap of 97, its favourite, so that tells you all you need to know. But I think Clumacon has an amazing chance. This horse last time out was very unlucky. Caught back off a slow pace, came home really well. Loved the way she points her toe. I thought as soon as she gets fast ground, this would be the making of her. I think she looks triple figures, and I cannot believe the price of 25-1. Chris Hayes in the saddle. I think this is a very, very good bet. What we'll do is, do we go each way or do we go win? What's the vibe here? I'm just looking at I'm just looking at some place terms here. Like, I love doing a Leng here. Leng loves this kind of shit, right? Paddy's go 7 places, but I'll take the 6 places at 25-1 each way. Clumacon in the Sandringham. I think that's a serious play for 1 point each way. Okay, while I'm speaking, I might as well finish speaking. We go to Friday. We'll kick off the big 3-pointer round. I'm very keen on this one. Really keen. Really, really keen. It's on the Friday. It's in the Holyrood, the 6th at Ascot. It's Conquistador at 7-1 with Bet365 and Coral. This is a 3-point win selection. It beat Kurdos at Lingfield. Kurdos is very highly regarded as it is. It's a lot better horse than its mark. It's ran well off 94 since. 86 is an absolute gift. This is a proper handicap lot. This is a stakes horse. This is a stakes horse for me over 5 furlongs. Bob Ogden obviously had to sell this because he kippered it. So otherwise he wouldn't have sold it. And they finally realised that this horse has got pace to burn. And honestly, a strongly run 5 will bring the massive amount in this. This will run to 3 figures for me on Friday, and it's a monster bet. So it's 3 points win Conquistador, 7-1 with William Hill and Coral. Max bet. Jonas.
Right, well, you better get your collection ready because my 3-pointer is in the Teddy 7.
Ooh.
And it's Artistic Star.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much for the reasons that Quentin suggested. To be honest, I mean, my feeling with King of Stale is that a big horse like that will take more time to recover from what was a massive effort on seasonal debut. I would not be surprised if he bombed out completely in this. Zerian's been very in and out all season. Lots of his horses haven't delivered when expected. I think the time's right to oppose him now. Again, I didn't feel the artistic star of the hard race. I think the stiff at mile and a half at Ascot was suiting down to the ground. I don't like continuous. And to be honest with you, I don't like anything against him. I think he's a right solid bet, this one. And yeah, 10 to 1's grand.
It's not. It's 11 to 1.
11 to 1's even better.
Yeah, Ladbrokes better. In fact, producer, can we price boost John Joe right over Quentin? No, she says no. She won't allow it.
It's all right because I've gone 3 points. He's gone 2, haven't I?
Yeah. Well, no, but we still want big bonanza. Oh, big bar blitz, big bars. Yeah, triple bars on the fruit machine. That's what we want. Yeah, so 11 to 1 for John Joe with his 3 points. That usurps Quentin. He's gutted now. He's thinking that fucking bastard. So Quentin, I'm coming to you for your 3-pointer.
Ooh, what was John's 2-pointer?
Love it.
My 3-pointer league comes in the Norfolk tomorrow. I messaged the Septic this morning and said, what do you think of this American rascal? And normally he's all over the American horses. He said his response was meh, which doesn't tend to bode well. So the horses I want my 3 points on is elite status. I kind of half feel it should be odds on here. I think I messaged you guys after the race and said, what the fuck was that? It looked like it was going to off at Heathrow or something. And it just looked an airplane. Like seldom do I get that excited about a horse. And it was backed up by the clock. Doesn't look an overly deep Norfolk. Drawing 4 with this size field, I don't think it's too much of a problem. The class horses are over there, or the classier horses. I just think he's light years ahead of this lot, to be honest. 3 points win, 11 or 8.
Bang. In goes Quentin. And down goes the price when everyone listens to this. This is it. Now the hammer's gone down. Bang. It sank. Thank you, Quentin. So that's 11 to 8 elite status, 11 to 10 for us mere mortals. Tomorrow, Nick Davis.
Right then, I've had 5s about this, but it's 4s now.
Oh, you would do.
Yeah, let's take the Calvin as well. Torito in the Hampton Court tomorrow. I don't usually back into these sort of races, but I was so impressed the way this travelled through the race and the turn of foot. The ability around Ascot to be able to travel, hold your position is paramount to me. And I think, Frankie will try to kick Benoit in the nuts tonight so he could get on it. But no, I think this one I'd make short against this lot. I think Pictus has peaked. I've never really liked it. Exoplanet is... It can take a while to get going, which might be a bit of an iffy around here. So, yes, I think it's the right favourite, and I think it will go off shorter. So it's 4 to 1 at the moment, top price, I think.
Yep, 3 points at 4 to 1. So, do you think who could do the bigger slugs, Frankie or Benoit?
You got to go with experience, haven't you?
What do our lawyers say?
Who does the longer ones?
Don't go for experience in these situations.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, all Frankie's got to do is unload the Colombian on old Benoit tonight and go, there you go, son. Have some of that. That's him done. He'll be bouncing off walls till 5 a.m. He'll be tired for his ride, and Torito will do the business. Right. Good stuff. I love the rounds, guys. That was really good. So coming on to the TV races for all the meetings Thursday and Friday. So we go to the Norfolk tomorrow, where Quentin has unanimously tipped elite status, which needs listening to. Somebody of Quentin's ilk has stated that will win. Any view on this race, chaps?
No forking clue.
Jonas?
Well, I've gone with Malk, haven't I?
Of course, yes, you have, yeah. Sorry for getting that. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, I actually noted this, that Malk was the fastest final 3 furlongs of the day at on debut, so that was impressive. So, That was quite good indeed at 25. So that could be interesting. Could be some forecasts there to be had. So I like Quentin's American info also because American Rascal, so obviously the American contact Quentin, isn't buzzing about this.
That he is not, Lee. That he is not. And you don't really like it drawn out one. They'll try off, you suspect, with it. Weren't really sure about His Majesty over 5, in all honesty. Kind of thought that would need 6, like 6 again, given how he responds to pressure. You had a word for the Kevin Ryan thing. That form at York hasn't worked out, but he went nicely for his debut. The one I kind of think is a big price, maybe a place pays, Thunder Blue. I think he's 40s in a couple of places. Really good time at Goodwood last time out. I know he's coming back from 6 to 5, but the way he travels for a race, I don't think that will be an issue here, and I probably wouldn't sleep on him in the place markets. Or I think he's a solid place bet at a fairly large price, in all honesty.
Good stuff. Okay, 305. It's the King George V handicap, which I've always liked trying to find the winner of this, much to my cost. But obviously, I was very keen on the Ralph Beckett trained Davideo. It's just a shame the price has always collapsed on the ones you like. Any thoughts on this, chaps?
What this collapsed on I was going to go for Cloudbreaker, the Newbury race where Thirds one listed at Longshot 101. The other 2 are in the Ribblesdale, and it's off 89. So, but that was 40 earlier, and now it's been tipped in about 5 places, and it's about 16, 18, 20 now. So I won't back it at that. But that was my original 1-pointer. So
Jonas, you like Perfuse?
Yeah, but I like them for the Melrose.
It's not so this is not your race for Perfuse.
No, I'm a bit surprised he's running in this, to be honest. I think he might struggle to hold the position. I quite like yours, in all honesty. A lot of the ones I was fancying long range aren't even running. So yeah, I'm perfectly happy to run with your selection there.
Okay, Quentin.
I got Desert Hero. I'm going to perm up a few combo forecast tricasts. The 4-1 Davideo, which was on my list. Bertinelli, Cloudbreaker, and Desert Hero thrown in combo forecast and tricast. I want something drawn wide, and like Davideo. It was a spin up between Davideo and Desert Hero for me in the race, and obviously the price went way back on Davideo, so it ends up on the Desert Hero. But yeah, they're the 4 horses that I'm semi-interested in here.
Good stuff, mate. The 340 at Ascot is the Ribblesdale tomorrow. Jonas Lang owns the comment of the week, really, on a podcast when he said, someone asked him, where do you think Al Asifa goes next? And he said, Silverstone. I mean, he's gold. He's gold, that.
After tipping the Simcock horse to Vater at Goodwood, she went past me before I could even identify the world famous colours she was wearing. I thought mine ran all right.
He did.
But I can give you one against it.
Really?
Yeah, because this race looks to me like the stacks of fillies in here that are either wannabes, never was his, or won't stays. And I'll give you one here at a good price that will stay, has been gagging for this trip. On the upgrade, the graph's going in the right direction. That's a Lumiere Rock. And she is gagging for 12 furlongs. She'll travel reasonably handy, and she will keep on when plenty in this will crowd enough. She's a big price, and she could be 15 lengths second.
That's an interesting show. No, very good. What's interesting, I mean, because obviously I think Jack, obviously not on this show tonight, like Blue Stocking in this race, for obvious reasons. Quentin, where do you stand on this?
Blue Stocking or the race in general?
The race in general, I think.
Like similar to Elite Status, she gave you that fucking wow factor, didn't she? And I don't want to be against her. Like I'm not really an each way backer, so I don't really want to be against her punting something each way. Probably won't back a win only, but I like John Shout. It's a hard race, isn't it? Like Blue Stockings kind of, I found it a hard race. Like it's hard to get the favourite I found it hard to get the favourite beat, if you know what I mean.
Jim has to fuck it up, didn't he? Right.
Yeah, essentially.
If it's just John's statement, it's what's the two? Where's this going next? Silverstone. I'm sorry, he's brilliant. Nick.
No interest.
Oh, yeah, Nick's not interested in the Silverstone filly. No, it's a fillies race. 4:20, the Gold Cup. I'll start us off here. I thought Coltrane was a very, very, very solid favourite at 7-2. This horse has had battles with numerous staying stalwarts over the years. It's only 6, but I just think this horse should be shorter. I think he's underestimated. Like Emily Dickinson, Eldar, will it stay? Subjectivist Raspberry, Yabir, will it stay? Will it stay? 7-2, I think, is very fair. John?
7-2 is probably very fair, and you would imagine that round about 1.9 might be available in the place market. Three of these aren't going to beat this.
No.
If I'm playing the Gold Cup, I'll have a good belt at this in the place market at 1.85 upwards.
Yeah, do you know, that's a very good point. Because if there is one, like, there might be one lurker or something that just improves for the trip. Or
I think you've got 2 potential spoilers, haven't you, really? With Eldarov that could be proper good, and Yabir could be stupidly good at this trip. So, where's the third one coming from?
Yeah, you're not going to get a former like battler with Trushan Stradivarius at the frame. It's just not possible with the current incumbents. Brilliant. John, you have nailed the race. That's how to play it. Massive place bet, Coltrane is the way forward. Quentin, can you disagree with that?
I cannot disagree with that, Lee. Like the angle as well. You can't really see too many beating him. At the start of the day, when I didn't really know the ground, like, forgive me here, I was half considering Trushan. Hear me out. Like, I know he looks old and gone and past it.
Who's ready?
Yes, exactly. But
Just throw that in there.
That's fair, and he's had his wind tinkered with. So if he did have a wind tinkering issue, then it is feasible that he could bounce back. And it's not like you're looking at a horse at like 4-6 to 1 that you're crabbing and going, oh, will he bounce back, whatever. Like kind of like Subjectivist who's been off the track. Like he's 25 to 1, and it just feels a shade big for a horse that's been, well, not been here and done it, but you know what I mean, been to the top table and won staying races. That felt a shade big. But with the ground quickening up, then I'm not as keen on it. It might be a like race time decision to see if they're going to run him or not, as per. But no, love the Coltrane angle. I thought he was the solid one at the top of the market. Been there, done it. That's what you really want in a stayer, don't you?
Yep. Nick Davis, obviously, you're beer. Do you like the Coltrane place angle?
Well, I don't play place and 25 ones.
Well, you can pretend it's a win bet, couldn't you? You see whether we get it odds on.
Yeah, but you get. I haven't backed odds on since Godzilla versus Bambi.
Right, 5 o'clock, Britannia. We're all fucked off because of Thumbhead here on Docklands. Any thoughts on this, chaps?
I thought surely not. It's been backed, and Holly's on it, but I thought that did well to win at Chester. When they mucked around, they slowed down the pace, and it came and mowed them down in the end. I mean, Buick rode it that day. I thought the stiff mile would suit it, but that was 20s early, and then it's 12s, and I won't bother there either.
Have you backed that? Have you gone around the shops?
I haven't backed that one. No, it was 20s about an hour ago.
I have to ask. I have to ask because you're a varmint with that.
All I'm back tomorrow is Torito, Yabir, and I've backed one in the last, which you probably know.
Right, okay, Quentin.
Is there juice still in the Docklands price? Like, we kind of expected this to be a really, really red hot Britannia, and I don't think it's red hot. You kind of looked at the entries like we all were kind of underwhelmed by them. There weren't any of the variant horses entered, and I still think there's juice in it. But you would want to see Hayley Turner turn left out the stalls rather than right.
Which isn't guaranteed.
It is not guaranteed. Slight issues in regards to the ground. He's got quite a high action, and I don't know if they're watering tonight at this stage. Probably not. By the 5 o'clock tomorrow, it should be fairly quick. But if she turns left out of the stalls, you've got all the pace that side. Like, you've got Racing Breaks Rider, that's going forward. Saxon King, that will likely go forward. Starnberg, that's going to go forward. Ben Acre, well, they'll go blast off with that, won't they? I still think it's a bet at probably anything above 8:15 to 2. Like, the time was good. There's the form which debuts rock solid. The form of his Wolverhampton efforts rock solid, and I don't really think there's massive hiding their lights under a bushel. I still think it's the one to beat, and yeah, that's the way I will likely be leaning.
Yep. Hampton Court, obviously Nick with Tariq with his bets. Quentin, Hampton Court.
Tough. Exoplanet was on the list, decent back end sectionals last time out. Hadn't really delved overly deep into it. John didn't like why Piro was running, I think. Canberra Legends, you've got ground doubts. I think it will be too fast for that. If I had to, at this stage, if I had to go on anything, it will be Exoplanet. I'm not gagging for a bet in it, though.
No, I agree with you. John?
Well, when the entries came out at the 5-day stage for this, I was actually getting quite excited because an old mate of mine, the massive Bright Legend, trained by Fozzie, was in this for well-known, prominent Tiddly owner, KK Ho. Stop laughing. And I now notice that KK Ho has taken out Bright Legend, but he's relying on Canberra Legend, who needs to bounce back from a very, very iffy performance in the Dante.
He didn't go on the ground. I can't have it. No. Fast.
I don't think it's desperate for cutting the ground. I think there was something amiss in the Dante, and I would expect an improved performance from that one. I'm not saying it'll win, but I think it'll run quite a nice race.
Yeah, I love the horse, but
otherwise, I think KK Ho would have let us would have let us have a look at the big lad in this.
6:10 is the Buckingham Palace. 8-1 Unforgotten, 10-1 Biggles. What's the thoughts here? I mean, is this a gin and pate race, or is Nick Davis still on croupier? You've nicked the 14s, Nick Davis.
Yes, I have. I have nicked the 14s as well.
An absolute
It travelled very well into the race at York. I mean, I can see why, because the other stables, Alwell run a good race today. I can see why they've dropped it back. The rest of the ones that were up front where the York dropped away out of the back of the telly, and it still held off the challengers. So I can see the drop back to 7, no problem. For Mr. Buick tomorrow. I was going to have a sabre on Ross Colin at 50s yesterday, but it's been absolutely tipped up everywhere, and now it's 14's best. It might drift out again, hopefully, with a bit of a sabre, but yeah, croupier for me.
Yeah, let's set these tipsters on fire. Absolutely desperate. These tipsters that are causing price problems the day before. Set them all on fire. Let's have the game to ourselves. Quentin Franks, John Lang, opinion on this?
For me, it's the Kevin Philippot, the Foy trained Va Fortino. Ran well in this last year, didn't get the clearest of runs, solid Scott record, highest draw to work from, still looks on a workable mark, goes on any sort of ground. Seemed to have been teed up for this with a decent run in the Victoria Cup last time out, and yeah, I kind of think he's been a bit missed by the market. He was one of the ones that I expected to be savagely cut, and he's kind of drifted. So I think he's 18, 16s across the board. That'll do for me.
Good stuff, Quentin. Jonas?
I agree with what Nick was saying about Croupier. I think that's got a hell of a chance, especially drop back in the trip, because he got there so easily at York, and then it was probably a little bit nip and tuck whether he held on, you know. However, one, it's a big price to send the Billy Bunters home happy. Documenting always runs well here, as a favourable draw, not on a terrible mark, but we get £7 off for the utterly useless William Pyle in the saddle. Now, luckily, Documenting knows his way around here and knows when he has to quicken up and all the rest of it. So all Mr. Pyle has to do is sit there like he's got piles. Provided he keeps quiet and doesn't get him into any undue trouble, the 25 stall should be enough of an assistance to see him hit the frame at worst.
There you go. A big dirty place back there from Jonas for William Piles in the saddle.
Seven pegs.
Add some more, 8 and 9. Whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares? Friday, 2:30. We move on. Carla's Way. Jonas has punted this to high heaven for the guineas. He's loving this. John, I'm bringing you in first because it's your filly this. Give me your lowdown.
Well, I think I mentioned to you earlier in the week, I'm not particularly thrilled to go into this because I'd have waited for maybe the Cherry Hinton, something like that. But she's here, it is what it is. I think she's maybe got 2 to beat, especially Navassa Island of O'Callaghan's. I think that's very useful filly. Either way, I'm not worried what happens tomorrow. I still think she's a Guineas filly, unless she did something absolutely ridiculous tomorrow. I'll end the day thinking she's a Guineas filly. She's got a lot of quality. You could not fail to be impressed with her at Doncaster. The price is probably right. I think she'll win it.
Yeah. Quentin?
Yeah, it's Carla's Way this end. Stall 2's kind of half off putting the way we expect high draws to play, but we'll have more evidence in regards to that tomorrow to kind of work Friday. One I wanted to be against in the race was Soprano, razor fit for debut. Not really much of her. Kind of felt like that was her day to be tuned up to the max for. I know it's still early season, but there really wasn't much of her at all. Form was frank, time was fine, but yeah, just didn't like her as a type. She's one I want to be against, and yeah, Carla's Way. As long as it's not slap bang against a high standside rail tomorrow. Just a quick one. What did you think of Dawn Charger, John, and Lee, and you as well, Nick?
Yeah, I'm really impressed with her. Really, I don't think she's as good as Carla's Way, but yeah, I think it's a nice filly going the right way.
Yeah, just to chime in, this is info again. I hate info because it's never as good as us. But Soprano apparently kicked an older horse, 95 rated, out of the way easily on the gallops recently. Whether that has any influence, I don't know. But we know what info's like. It's shit. But yeah, Soprano, they're absolutely bouncing and saying this is a serious filly. So it'll be interesting with Carla's and Soprano going forwards. Nick, have you any opinion on this?
2-year-old race, isn't it?
None. 305, the Commonwealth Cup, Little Big Bear, 5-4. Are we backers or layers?
Drawn 2?
Yeah.
You probably want. I'd probably sling some in cast to see if I can get it out of the 2.
I'm against. That's my general feeling. John?
I think it'll win.
Oof. Quentin?
I'm in Camp Keys with this one. Everyone's kind of gone on like. Obviously, there was a massive draw bias at Haydock, but he beat 102, more than 102 rated, should have been a ring fairly easily. But everyone's like, I've seen people kind of speak about like, oh, well, he was so strong in the market, he must have been working the house down. Well, probably not. Like, you know, the O'Brien firm, they walk the course. And if you've walked the course and it's 5 lengths quicker than anywhere else on the course, of course he's going to be fucking strong in the market with who owns him. But people haven't seemed to have put that together. I want to have a couple of darts against him. Shakir, not overly keen on him. pulled in the Guineas and they step it back into it without another run sprinting. Don't really like that prep. Lazoo ain't grown much, and I always thought that was a 2-year-old. I think Noble Star with a piece. I know the head carriage weren't all there last time out, but he's now had a run back sprinting after being trained for a Guineas. I think the market's kind of totally disregarded that. It's now 12, and we were quite happy to play it like 1.80 in the whatever it ranked last time out, the Carnarvon Stakes. And if it's very quick ground, what time is this? 15:05. Then Mischief Magic will be the other one I want on side. Buick's on top. Very, very fast ground action. One at Keeneland on genuine firm ground. And yeah, just don't think he liked the slop here first time back. Yards kind of were needing it at the time. Same can kind of be applied for Noble Star as well. Still think there's more to come from him. So I'm glad 2 darts. I think they're 12 and 25 respectively.
Can I just chuck another couple of things in here? Quentin rightly points out that Noble Star's run back after the run in the Guineas and being trained to stay the mile. You could excuse it, yeah?
Yeah.
So he was third. Little Big Bear's run back after being trained to stay a mile and run in the Guineas. He won.
Correct.
And
Correct,
looked sharp.
Correct, but the yard, as in Applebee's, were already.
Yeah, no. You know, I mean, I may be oversimplifying the situation, but you know. Also, made mention of Lazoo there. Well, some people are giving Lazoo a chance. Well, if you're giving Lazoo a chance, why wouldn't you give Queen May a chance, who was very close to Lazoo in the Guineas, 40-1 against 9-1? And it's Kevin Ryan, the sprint king.
That makes sense. I'm not against Lazoo, so yeah, I see the Queen Me angle there.
Yeah,
I like it.
With Indian Jim in the saddle as well.
Yeah.
2%
Tom must be busy.
Indeed. The Duke of Edinburgh. Right, Davis, I'm coming to you here. You love the Duke of Edinburgh.
Yep. I've given half a point split, haven't I?
I know you have. But it's like, I'm coming to you for any other sort of angles.
Well, I don't know why the Godolphin pair, that they ran it over 1.5 miles last time at Haydock, and they're running again over 1.5 miles, and they're entered in the Northumberland Plate. Why would they? Well, why give them a second prep run? It's a bit sort of striking. I think the Murphy Baldwin one has made a lot of progress this year. Appleby one hasn't had a run yet this season. It's very hard to sum up. Max Sood could run well as well. HMS President is very, very consistent. If you want one to hit the frame, it'll probably hit the frame. It's very, very consistent well. But I just thought these two were overpriced on their wide draw 12 furlong form.
Yeah, John, who is the Duke of Edinburgh these days?
Prince Edward.
Oh, has he promoted?
Well, I don't know whether it's a promotion or just another coconut on the head. Chuck it on tag.
Is John our de facto royal correspondent now, is he?
He's Barster, Johnny's Barster's royal correspondent. He's official.
No doubt he'll get another fucking medal, won't he, to wear it? Another medal out of the dressing up box when they have a big toe.
The extra medal appears, you think, where's that medal come from?
Yeah, the extra medal might have its own fucking car. You probably get a stick with a lump of gold on the end of it as well, don't you, if you jump to Edinburgh?
Anyway, John, on to your focus for this race.
I don't think I'll be having a bet. I fancied on the fair, and it's too short.
Yes. Good stuff. Quentin, anything to add?
I was with Nick Davis on a Giro, to be honest. I put a Giro up, I think, here last year, and it ran into Milford after a big time at Chepstow, I think it was. Did too much too soon when running here last year. Indian Jim back in the saddle after winning at Goodwood on him. Thought he was overpriced with the wide draw 16s. Goes well on fast ground. Not really too much not to like. Gutted that Amaric has drawn the inside box. He was my long-term fancy for the race, to be honest. But yeah, coffin box in one, can't really be playing him. But yeah, a Giro for me. I think he's a fairly strong bet at 18, 16, something like that.
Love it. Thank you for giving Davis some credence there. 420 race. I'm perplexed there, chaps. The Coronation Stakes, Tahira, he's at 4-6. I mean, well, would you lay me a 6,004? Any of you?
Not if you want your paying out.
Yeah, that's standard with these WhatsApp books. But yeah, this is the thing. How is this 4-6? Morge's out, obviously been training bad. Meditate, she's already beaten easily. Queen for You, yes, nice horse physically, could certainly improve a lot, but can she improve like probably 20 pounds? I don't think so. What's not to like about 4-6 Tahira, Quentin Franks?
Absolutely nothing. Should be 2-5, 4-11, and just get stuck into her. To be honest, I'm not sure why she is 4-6. Like you've got Rabon Queen for You with an inside draw in a race where there doesn't look to be much place. Like Chris Hayes has a perfect draw in 3. You've got Meditating for sit and track. Like the race will set up perfectly for it. I'll be surprised if she doesn't head off sub 1.5, should be sub 1.4. Really like her improving. Not there's nothing not to like.
No, John, Nick, obviously it's not your kind of price range, but do you agree?
Oh, I would agree that it should be very short, but I'll be having something to eat.
John?
I'll be wondering what Nick's having to eat.
I love it. This is what the good thing about the Masters, the old school is tremendous. The 5 o'clock Ascot, Coppice, I felt was a Guineas filly. I know Quentin thought this could be a potential Guineas filly. This heads the market at 13-2. I've gone with Clune Macon for Johnny Mercer, but I do respect Coppice a lot, Quentin.
Wasn't a race I've done a load on. Initially, the thoughts was Coppice at the top of the market with a high draw. Still need to do lots on the race. Like your angle win with Group 1 Johnny. He's won this. When did he win this? 2 years ago? Yeah,
he always this game.
Done well to get where it did last time out after missing a break. Yeah, I don't mind your shout at all. But I'd be lying if I said I've done a whole heap on the race.
Yeah, the second favourite, Jackie that's Jacqueline Quest is the damn sight. An absolute shithouse. That was, John. That shithouse, the Guineas for the ripple in the wheelchair.
Ah, yeah.
You remember that, Jacqueline Quest?
Yeah.
And this has got all the traits, the O'Brien horse. An absolute bastard. That's 7-1 second in. Can't have that. That's remembering the owner. Obviously, all bastards in the family there with Jackie Nick Davis.
Yeah, the owner wasn't a bastard, obviously.
Well, no, obviously not. No.
3-year-old fillies at this time of year, I'll still be having something to eat.
Yeah. Look, you see, this is it. This is we're all eating. During absolute eating and drinking. But yeah, so Coppice, I think, could be something special, but it's fav. And we've already covered that. So 5:35 race, we come on to the King Ted. John, what do you fancy, you bastard?
I think there's a sneaky one in here.
Yeah.
Not as sneaky as yours, at 25-1, but pretty sneaky. And that's Girl Racer, trained by the shirt.
John, you hated this bastard. You said to me, this could be a shithouse.
Yeah, well, I kind of revisited that race at Haydock when I was looking through all this. And there was a lot went wrong, and I thought Tom looked after her a bit. And this doesn't fit the Haggis profile going to something like this after a bad experience at Haydock. Because you'd expect him to find a snotty little graduation race or a pokey handicap at Thirsk or somewhere. You know, so just something different to this and pitching her in here. It would not surprise me to see her run a pretty tidy race. I don't know if I'm going to back her or not. I just think she's interesting, you know.
Well, to boost your confidence, the message was before the debut, she was group class.
Yeah.
You're not far of the mark here, but
But I just noticed you thought potential shithouse in your blog, so I'm thinking.
Yeah, I did. I mean, as I say, I went back and had a look, and I thought, well,
All went wrong. Stalls from her, didn't it? I think.
yeah.
And like, yeah, these easily explained and on like second, third viewing. So,
yeah, I thought the time before as well. You say she was slowly away, and Tom just gave her a quick, and then she jumped right into the bridle as well. You know, so you think, she's one of these soft mouthed fuckers. You know, I don't know. She's just always interested because it's not his modus operandi to do something like this.
I would advise listeners to save, or at least don't lose on the Haggis horse here. I think that's good advice. Yeah.
What's a non-listener? If they're not listeners, they won't know.
A non-listener's like me when I'm fucked. Anyway, carried on. 5:35, King Ted. Davis, you like this race, but you don't like this race because we've had tips in this race. Artistic Star has klaxoned. The asthmatic horse has appeared for Artistic Star. So, Davis, can we make a case for the Fav, King of Steel, to be value?
Well, I don't like a rest. I don't like continuous. I don't like due by a mile. So you could make a case for backing Artistic and do a King Artistic forecast. Yeah. Rather than back Artistic each way, there's only two places. Back Artistic to win, King of Steel Artistic forecast.
Quentin, John, why are they running a rest on fast ground? Because it will be fast ground tomorrow.
Idiots.
Will they run?
I think they will. Frankie's last Ascot, he'll put the pressure on. Oh, go on, we're 3-1. Oh, John Gosden. But yeah, I think they'll run him, to be honest. They ran him at, if you ran a horse at Epsom on genuine fast ground, then you've probably got no issue running at Ascot on genuine fast ground. We'll see. I think they run.
Yes, I like the angles from the panel tonight on that one. The 6:10, obviously, I'm very, very keen. This could be my nap of Friday, really, Conquistador. I might be balls in on this. With the drunk in the saddle as well. The drunk loves a glass of champagne in a limo on the way home. And you just think Conquistador, I'll just stroll through this off 86. He's 100 horse. If you can't spot this, this wins. This for me is as confident a bet. If this gets the run of the race, this is the bet. Tempt me otherwise.
I'm not arguing with confidence like that.
That's where we're at. Conquistador. Quentin Franks, come on.
I'm not going to take you on, Lee. I've my notes on him last time out. More to come from him. Getting there snugly. A lot more than Ed margin. Front two pulling clear. Time strong given the modest fraction set by runaway leader. Light years ahead of his mark.
Yeah. Look at what he also thrashed. Give him weight. Radio Goo Goo. What's that done since?
That's off. I'm saying it. 3, 4, 4. Ooh.
It's pissed all over that, right? Giving it £10. All right, Johnny Pate claimed 5, but all right, so giving it 5. So it's pissed on that, giving it 5, a length and 3/4. Radio Goo Goo.
I think Radio Goo Goo was like maybe had its time, had the power, and he's probably yet to have his finest hour.
It has, but that's right. Fucking hell. I've just fucking listened.
Oh, dear.
John, you're too sharp for me, mate. You really are. You're fine, star. Get the power. Radio. Do.
It's all here.
I know. It is all here. Right, so, Conquistador off 86 when Radio Goo Goo is off 90 plus. And this has given this weight and a thrashing. This is a major well-handicapped horse. This is the one with the drunk. This is where the drunk pours the champagne in the limousine after. He loves a bottle of champagne, does Andrea, after a winner. And that's it. So Conquistador to finish the show in the Holyrood We hope you enjoyed this show. Me, Nick Davis, Quentin, John certainly have this week. Quentin's put a shift in. He's done 3 shifts like me and John. We're back on Friday with me, Nick, Andy and John. Bye for now.